there, it's Nina with Walla Stamping. Thank you for joining me today. I have this card that I want to share with you. This is actually one that I've done this past Monday during Walla Stamping Live on Walla Stamping's Facebook page. It's called a box card. I was searching for something to do that was a little bit different to share with my gals that join me on Mondays, and I saw a bunch of these box style cards on Pinterest and decided to give it a go. So this is my take on a box style card, and I've made a couple different ones here, and I'm actually going to make the one in this color family for you today, but let me show you how this works. You just slide this little belly band off and you open this up, and the inside of the card is made like a box. So that gives you the privilege of being able to sit it up on a tabletop or a desk or wherever you might want to sit it, or maybe the person that you give it to wants to sit it to look at. And I just think it's a neat little idea, so I wanted to make one and share it with you. Before I jump into the card that I'm going to show you how to make today, I wanted to show you this. I'm going to be offering an online class, and this is everything that's going to be in it. I'm calling this class the Circles, Ovals, and Squares class because all of these projects use either the layering circles, the ovals, or the squares. And then this one also uses the envelope punch board. Really cute little projects. Here's a little basket style box. This is just a little, like a party favor, wedding favor, small gift little box. Lots of layers on there. This is a box card, more or less, where you can open it up, and then on the inside you can place a gift card if you like. So there's that one, and then I have a couple greeting cards that has a window in this one, and then this one has lots of little circles cut out with colors in behind it. So a cute little class. This class is going to be offered starting this coming Friday, and if you are a part of my Walla Stamping newsletter family, you'll actually get a discount on this class for a limited time because you are on my mailing list. If you're not currently a part of the Walla Stamping mailing list family, make sure that you get signed up before Friday so that you can take advantage of the sale. I'm going to have a list of all of the measurements listed at the very end of this video, along with the supplies that I've used for this card. But I'll go ahead and go over with you what I'm going to be doing as we're making the card. So I'm starting out with the card or box base, and this is Berry Burst. The size of this is 10 1/4 by 8 1/2. We want to start out by doing some scoring. So I've got this in on the 10 1/4 inch side going across the top. We're going to start out our scoring at 2 1/8 of an inch, 3 5/8, 6 5/8, 8 1/8. Then I'm going to turn it a quarter turn so that the 8 1/2 is across the top. Score at 1 1/2 and again at 7. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn it back this way, and I'm going to make a little indentation right here at 5 1/8 of an inch. Flop it around to the other side and do that again. All right, now I'm going to grab my ruler and do just a little bit of scoring with my ruler. So I'm hoping that you can see the score lines. There's my little indentation that I made right there. Here are 2 score lines, and then there's the 1 1/2 inch. So basically what you're going to do is line up your ruler between where these 2 score lines come and intersect here and this little divot that I made right there, and score. Then slide your ruler to the other side, line that up right here and right there in the center and score. Then turn it around to the other side and do the same thing again. The scoring and all that is done. Let me just bring this in. So this will be a part of the instruction sheet that you can pick up over on my blog at wallastamping.com, and it will show you all of where your folding line's going to be and where to place these diagonal score lines. So hopefully that will make it as easy for you as possible. So what I'm going to do now I'm going to go ahead and do some cutting. So if you can tell, see if you can see these score lines. I think you can right there. I have a rectangle there and a square right there. I'm going to cut straight along this score line, and I'm going to stop once I reach where this diagonal score line comes down and stops right there. Then I'm going to repeat that over here on this side, and I'm going to do the same thing over there on both sides too. So cut right along this score line right here, and this is the one that you would have made that would have been 1.5 inches or the 7-inch. And so see what I did right there? I stopped right here at the second horizontal score line and where this vertical comes down and stops. Now we don't need this rectangle, so I'm going to cut along this score line right here and just cut that rectangle off. And then because this card is going to be folded into the shape of a box, I'm going to go ahead and cut some wedges off of here, just like I do when I'm actually making a box. So let's do the same thing again over here. Cut up to that second score line, stop, fold this out of the way, cut off this rectangle, and then cut a little wedge out of this tab that's left. We're going to do the same thing over here on these two sides. So we can go ahead now and get all of our score lines folded and burnished. And what you want to do is the two score lines that are along the 10¼ inch side, the ones that are closer to the center, fold those in toward the inside of the card. This other score line that you have right here needs to be folded outward. I'm going to give those a nice press so that this card will fold like I want it to. So fold this one in. Fold this one back. I'm just going to run my bone folder back and forth a few times. Both of these will get folded in. The paper keeps sliding on me. Then these will get folded in along these straight score lines right here. And the diagonal ones, we're going to fold those out. So you'll end up with something that looks like this when you're folding. Lay that down, fold those over. All right, so we've got that done. Now I'm going to set this to the side for just a minute, and I'm going to bring in the rest of my paper. So what I've got here is a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut to 2 7/8 inches by 5 3/8. Then I have a scrap piece of Whisper White and Basic Black. Both of these are about 3 by 3. I'm using the Picture Perfect Designer Series paper. I have 2 pieces that are cut to 5 3/8 by 2 inches, and then a couple smaller pieces that are 3/4 inch by 2 7/8. So let's go ahead and get our stamping done. And the ink that I'm going to use today is some Berry Burst and some Lemon Lime Twist. The stamp sets that I'm using is the Layering Love, which is one that's going to be retiring. And this will be available until May the 31st unless it sells out before that time. So if this is a stamp set that you're interested in, I would encourage you to go ahead and get it purchased. Then I'm also going to use the Flourishing Phrases. Out of this one, I'm going to be using the stamp set or the sentiment that says Just a Note and these little leaves. And then out of the Layering Love, I'm going to be using this sentiment right here. All right, so let me go ahead and get this on my grid paper, get that lined up as straight as possible. I'm going to ink this up in my Berry Burst, and then I use my grid lines to help me get this stamped down straight onto my paper as well. So I'm going to take this one now and my lemon lime twist. I'm going to take my Just a Note, ink that up with my Berry Burst. Now before I do any more stamping on that, I'm going to be using my 1 3/4 inch punch to punch this out, and I want the sentiment to be closer to the top. So I'm going to line it up so that I can punch it out like that. Then my basic black, I'm going to use my 2-inch punch. All right, I'll move these out of the way for a minute. Take my little leaf stamp. And I just wanted a little something extra on here. So I'm taking my lemon lime twist and my leaves and just kind of randomly stamping a little bit on here. You can do however you want. All right, so that's all the stamping that I need to do on this card. Go ahead and take some adhesive and attach my little sentiment that I just punched out to the center of my basic black. Now at this point I'm going to go ahead and get all of my panels adhered to where I want them to go. So this one's going to go in the center on the inside. I have adhesive on the back of these small little strips. I'm just going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. Then these little panels will go on the outside, which when you close it up, this is what you'll see on the outside of your card. And quite honestly, I think that this card lends itself to so many possibilities of different ways that you can decorate it inside and out. But I just wanted to keep it simple for you today. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take adhesive and I'm going to place it on all 4 of these tabs, and then we're going to put this box together. All right, and this is going to go together just like you're making a box. I'm going to line up this cut edge with this folded edge, but the tabs are going to go on the outside rather than the inside so that you don't see them when you open the card. So our card is now complete. To close it, you can just fold those in. And at first, it's going to want to stay open. See how it just keeps wanting to pop back open? What I would suggest, if you really want to try to make this stay closed a little bit better, is just lay a heavy book or something on top of it for a little while, and that paper will better adhere to what you're trying to get it to do. All right, so I'm going to make the belly band now. I've got another piece of Berry Burst. This is 1 1/4 inch wide by 9.5 inches long. And the way that I've attached mine is I just lay my card down in the center and just wrap this side around and then wrap this side around. Just want to make sure that you don't have it too tight. Use my bone folder and give those a little press. Put adhesive here and here. Fold that back over, and again, make sure it's not too tight so that it'll slide on and off easily. Then I'm going to be using my basic black shimmer ribbon. I'm going to put a strip right there. Lay my ribbon down right in the center. Flip that over. Run some more across the back, and I'm just doing this to hold the ribbon in place. Make sure that it stays stuck where I want it to. Oop, there we go. Then run that right across the front again. Then I'm just going to snip this off. Then take my little note, and I put my adhesive on here to make sure that I don't have to worry about which way my note is turned when I'm putting adhesive on the back. Stick that down. Then I'm going to be using my White Perfect accents and using some of these and placing them just kind of randomly on here just to give it a little something extra. You can leave this out if you don't have them or if you don't want to use them, but I think that it gives the the little note card just a little extra embellishment that makes it look pretty. So that's why I put them on there. All right, so here are all 3 of the cards. I'll put the red one in the middle. And see how quick and easy this card is to make. It's really impressive because when somebody opens it up, like I was saying before, they can display it and look at it. I think it would be awesome to put a little gift card on the inside. And something else I thought that would be really neat is to think of a way to have some other things attached so that when you open it up, it had more a 3-dimensional effect to it, which I may do this card again and come up with an idea like that to share with you. But like I said, for today, I just wanted to keep everything kind of plain and simple and give you the basics on how to make this card. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial today, and if you did and you'd like to see more like it, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that way you're not going to miss any of my future paper crafting tutorials. When you go over to my blog to get the instruction sheet for this project, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. That way, if you want to take part in participating in the online class for all of these projects, as a newsletter family member, you will get to get this at a discount for a limited time. And you'll also get a welcome gift as well as exclusive tutorials and promotions from me throughout the month. If you have any questions or comments concerning the project I made today, feel free to leave those in the comment section underneath the blog post, or you can leave comments or questions in the comment section underneath this video. A list of all of the supplies as well as some important links are in that description box as well. So again, I'm Nina from Walla Stamping. Thank you for joining me and allowing me to share this project with you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.